Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Are we all excited to be casting some little green men and probably losing because the deck is bad? I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. This is Ash's pile, so be offended. I am quite excited to get into this. This deck looks pretty sweet. And so oh, why are there? That is super weird. The sideboard's not supposed to have this many Abrades, right? Or this many Dragon's Claws. Why does this sideboard have so many things? That's really weird. Okay, it's supposed to have one less Dismember, one less Stony, one less Grand Abolisher, one less Abrade, only one Grafdigger's Cage? What exactly is the sideboard supposed to be like? It's super weird that it did that, because I just pulled in my list directly from what I had. One Cage, one Dragon's Claw, two Abrades, two Rest in Peace, two Stony. Why did it give me a bunch of extra cards? Now we're going to play the white bordered one. Send people on tilt. It's like this, right? Only one Grand Abolisher, right? Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why I did that. It won't even let me move them. Hold on a second. I'm going to put you guys on a Be Right Back screen. I'm going to restart Magic Online. It's having a meltdown, apparently. I don't even think that my trade had that many cards in it. Like when I got my stuff for the stream, the deck for the stream or whatever, it like I think it was exactly 71 cards, which is the deck that it's supposed to be minus basics. It's really weird. And now the sideboard only has 12 cards. What is happening? Magic Online, you crazy. Alright, let's fix it. I guess you guys can jump back on this. Should have two Stony Silence, two Rest in Peace, Dismember, Braids, one Dragon's Claw, one Grand Abolisher. And what else am I missing? 1 Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, we finally figured it out. We got there. Deck is fine. Let's go ahead and jump into a league here. Our previous deck. See, funny story. Yesterday we played Grixis Dragons and we beat Grixis Delver or Grixis Death Shadow, and then lost to Burn, and then lost to Burn, and then lost to Burn, and then we played against Green Black Rock and we beat them. Our league was just great. So we decided today, why don't we burn the countryside and have some fun? Ashes, you're going to have to direct me in case I just, like, completely miss lethal. Because I absolutely will. Lost the die roll. That's not very good. What is this artwork? What is this? Is sick. Why don't we have this in paper? This is amazing. Okay, 1 lander, not very good. Not really any action to do in the first turn. This is fine as a 1 lander, I think. If we scry another land to the top, not a 3-drop. That's the opposite of a land. Oh, control. This is going to be great. Land? Dang it, Bobby. I don't think there's any sense in shocking myself here. I don't have a turn 1 play, which really sucks. But we're just going to lose because we're not going to draw another land and die, so. Told you. Yeah, it was definitely not a good 1-lander. I'm just going to bolt you at end step. Land. Dang it, Bobby. That's not even a very good play. If I play that, I start losing. Really sweet, sweet Goblin Grenades that I got, though. Oh, yeah. This artwork. Jace, the Mind Sculptor. Fate Seal me. That's not very nice, opponent. Can I see where it went? On top. So it's not a land. Might as well bolt them, right? Because bolting Jace doesn't do anything. And I did not draw land. Perfect. Thanks. You think not bolting Jace there was a punt? I don't know. Their life total is what matters, right? Bolt you. Might as well. Oh, come on. I'm just now, like, never winning this game under a Jace. It's fine. Let's just move on. Oh my god. Against control, Squee the Immortal is pretty good. Grand Abolisher seems pretty decent. I actually don't know if we really need anything else. Abrade's not going to do anything. Is Rest in Peace good enough against, like, stupid... I don't know. Huh. Goblin Grenade is probably the cut. Like, yeah, it's a good clock, but it also just, like, really, really sucks when they just have a bunch of removal and stuff. Although, I guess they assume that we're on burn, so maybe they don't know about how many creatures we do. Only cut one of. You think so? Really? What, like, cut the Goblin Rabblemaster? One of the Instigators? I mean, how many, like, one-ofs do we actually have to cut? I don't know. Goblin Grenade's really bad against the deck full of removal. Yeah, this hand is like a solid keep. This is like a decent one-lander. Now they probably know that we're on goblins, and they're probably upset they took out so many wrath effects against us. Oh, I see what you're saying. I still don't think that all of the Goblin Grenades are very good in this deck. Of course, we drew the one that we kept in. Like, I don't think having so many Goblin Grenades against the deck full of removal is very good. Personally, that's just me. I could be very wrong, but I think that's just me. What you got, opponent? Shock? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Can I draw a land, please? Land would be ideal. Oh, baby. We're going to put it to him. Give me that mountain. Give me this Mogg War Marshal. Doesn't matter. Oh, my God. Boom. I know the grenade's good. I didn't... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, they probably... Yeah, they had zero vision, so they knew. I'm sure they went top something. I understand that Goblin Grenade is good. One card on bottom, one card on top. Yeah, they topped. It doesn't really matter what order they go in. Land? Okay, well, Thalia is not bad. Yeah, I'm very okay with that. Terminus me? No. Some sort of wrath effect, though? Search? Sure. Okay, so... I kind of just like Goblin Chieftain here. Let's see, let's think about it. If I Mogg War Marshal, that leaves me with 1 mana open. I could Grim Lavamancer them. If they have a Logic Knot, then I swing in for 1, get 2 damage off the Grim Lavamancer. But then I could also Goblin Grenade if I need to. Goblin Rabblemaster only produces 1 extra damage, whereas this one produces 3 or 2. I guess this produces more, right? Because it makes this into a 3/1 plus the 1 attacking, so it's 4. Whereas this is... Nope, this is 5, right? So I want to play Goblin Chieftain to produce the most amount of damage and just, like, force the action. Ooh. It resolved. Celestial Purge, sure. That card's very good. I like Celestial Purge a lot. Marshal Grenade them, you think? I don't know, maybe. Wrath? Wrath me, daddy. Timely reinforcements, that sucks. My opponent thinking. Logic Knot for like $1 billion. Sure. Now you good. And this is taxing their Search for Azcanta too, because they had a Logic Knot us. That's not bad. They have 2 cards, 1 card that's not a land. What do you got? Oh, activate Colonnade, sure. That's pretty good. I think this is very bad on you, opponent. Let me think. I'm not dead here, right? But if I 2 them, I can swing next turn, and I can 2 them again with a grenade. That's 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Puts them at 4. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Ooh, and a grenade too. Or a Goblin Guide too. Come on, opponent. Either you have a path or you don't. Like, whatever you're doing, you need to... Come on. Yeah, I figured I'd go face with this. This is a little bit less damage, but that means that Grenade is likely to be lethal on the next turn. Man, my opponent's really in the tank about this Goblin Grenade or Goblin Guide. They haven't said anything in chat. I don't know. Maybe they're also streaming and they're complaining. Or they had to go, I don't know, go to the restroom or something. It's also very possible. Sure. Rabble, rabble. This is going to make this so much easier, too. Their top card is Terminus, right? Island, so they drew a card. And this puts them essentially dead on board. They have to... And if they don't Wrath me, then... Ghost Quarter my land? Sure? Oh, they wanted to flip this, maybe? But they kept it on top. And it wasn't Terminus, so it's possible that it's just like a Wrath. Or possibly Cryptic Command? Sure, I go to 6. Supreme Verdict, sure. Remember what we were talking about on how Goblin Grenade's not very good against a deck full of removal? It's because of situations like this. For me, I go to 2. I need like a Goblin Guide right now. Come on, Goblin Guide. That is a land. GG's, opponent. Instead of what? Playing the Goblin Guide? I mean, I guess. It only puts them to 4, so they're not dead to a Goblin Guide anyway. It doesn't even put them to dead to anything in our deck except for... No, it doesn't even do that, right? Because it knocks them to 8, because it's one less trigger on the Foundry Street Denizen. So it puts them to 8, which means a Goblin Grenade would only take them down... It actually... Yeah, it only takes them down 2 extra damage, so they go to 5, which means they don't even die to Boros Charm off the top. I mean, I don't know, maybe. I'd have to like go back and look at it to see exactly where we were damage-wise and what we had to as far as resources go. I didn't think we were beating Wrath there anyway, so that's just kind of the nature of this deck, which kind of sucks, right? It can just like fold to control if they find a Wrath, because like this deck wants to overextend, and when it does, it just like dies really hardcore to Wrath. So this is a good good hand. Our opponent almost clicked through the first turn. Island in the Aether Vial likely means either fish or humans who drew their second basic that they don't always play. Let's get a little bit deeper now, see what they're doing. Yeah, this is a pretty solid hand. I don't know if it's fish or not. Some humans lists are playing Island now. And they will be even more so once Assassin's Trophy comes out. It's fish, and it's bad fish, because they have this idiot. This is like the worst card in the fish deck. So, this card is probably gonna put it to them pretty hard. It's possible that I probably should have attacked there and then played the Piledriver, because they know that they can't. Yeah, because they're just gonna trade here, because they know that they can't. They can't get their creature through anyway. That was silly of me. Pretty much the only way they're going to deal with it is if they make one of my lands into an island. Mm-hmm. This is an interesting layout in the way that they do this. Sure. They have 2 mana up. Wonder what that means. That one was good. Merfolk Trickster. Sure. You can't target it. Do you forget how this works? It's likely my opponent did not understand how protection from blue worked. They're probably confused. They're like, why didn't it work? Why didn't I hit that creature? I should have blocked it. Yeah, make a token. This Grim Lavamancer is probably going to be really good, too. Like, I can't kill this idiot. Oh, no, yeah, I totally can, right? Next turn, if they pump all their mana into this, I'm just going to Goblin Grenade it so hard. It's not all unblockable, though, right? Because these guys can be blocked. Please spend all of your mana leveling this idiot up. Peak? Oh, now they don't have a Goblin Grenade. Why are they playing Peak? That's so bad. This is, like, really bad fish. This is like fish, but I couldn't afford any of the good cards for it except for Aethervial. Oh, I see what you're saying. If I have both pile drivers? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not like they're really going to be doing anything, right? Are you just going to spend all your mana? Please spend all your mana. I mean, you can level it up more than once. I hope you realize that. Yep. Merfolk, Trickster. Yeah, let's see what you target. Okay. I'm just going to burn that one then. Another Goblin Piledriver. That seems relevant. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of obvious that they're holding up Trickster, but like it doesn't really do anything unless they have another Trickster. But even then, I'm gonna get this activation off, right? So unless they have a Lord that they vial in, it's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna kill one of their blockers, and if they don't have another Trickster, then of course I'm just gonna kill their only blocker and swing in a bunch of damage. And now they're very likely dead. Because this is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage on these two creatures alone when I swing with this. And if I just swing with these, they're still dead to a Goblin Grenade. So they need to gain life or remove both of these creatures. Sure. 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 I'm not dead. I'm taking a lot. I can take 9 if they play another Lord. It's 10, 11, and I'm still not dead. And they're dead on the backswing. So unless their last card is like Dispel, they just like... Oh, see, they're not even going for the kill. Like they're not going in for everything. They want blockers. And they know about this Goblin Grenade too. Dispel is very bad. Oh, this is a sorcery. Never mind. They might have Spell Pierce, but I'm going to have the 2 mana up, so it's not going to matter. Oh, are they just taking it because they're dead and they know that they're dead? No, they're going to blockers now. Sure. Now your Lord's dead to Grim Lavamancer. Actually, hold on. Oh, I can't Grim Lavamancer, so yeah, I have to do this. Hit you, pay a red, sacrifice this Goblin Piledriver. Boom! We did it. Invasive surgery, huh? I doubt it. So we definitely want these Lightning Helixes. We want... I really doubt that they have... What's the name of it? White cards out of the sideboard and stuff? Because they sometimes do, but it's very rare. Thalia's probably too slow. These Abrades are very good. Maybe cut a Goblin Instigator just because it's one of our worst things. Or maybe even just cut one of the Goblin Grenades, although it really shined there. Maybe the Denizen. It actually sort of provides the least amount of damage total. And we just kind of want... Sometimes we just want, like, blockers with, like, the Instigators and stuff. This hand is very good. I don't know if we need Dismember, but definitely Abrades. Definitely, Helixes. Whew. Whew! It's getting nice and hot in here. Are you going to watch my goblins go to the face? Legion Loyalist. Probably one of the better cards in this deck. This card is insane. Merfolk Trickster, huh? That one's not a bad one. That was really bad of you. I mean, we know that our opponent's playing more than one land, but for some reason they can't seem to draw it. They're sitting on one, playing the other Aether Vial, sure. I think ideally the draw would be like Goblin Chieftain. Goblin Chieftain seems very good right now. Although, did we cut it? I don't remember if we did or not. Nope, it's still in our deck. Both of them are. Another Lightning Bolt's probably going to put this game away, though. Does the guy draw them another land? Nope, they just get a Lord. Ashes, are you watching this? This game is really stupid. These goblins sure like to attack. Hey, we got there. That was pretty easy. Our opponent looked like they stumbled quite a bit. They didn't really have anything to stop us. We just kind of attacked, and they didn't really have any answers to it. And they just kind of died. And that's just the nature of the goblins. I've been paired. Sweet. All right. Round 3. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully face against another opponent that doesn't like aggro decks. Ooh, is this a good one-lander? This is probably a pretty good one-lander. Double Goblin Guide, double Legion Loyalist. Yeah, we're going to keep. Our opponent's on the play. We're on the draw. This is definitely good. And our opponent mulliganed down to 6. Forest into... Ooh, Hardened Scales Affinity. This might be tough. This might be tough. I didn't see where they scryed. I probably should have looked at that beforehand. Keeps one card on top of their library. It's possible that they have a land. Or they have another Hardened Scales. Okay, sure. So they didn't need land. That means they need action. Ooh, a second land there was very good. Beep, beep. Hop in my Jeep. Animation module, sure. Which it revealed twice, because Magic Online is a quality system. These Goblin Bushwhackers are likely to be very good next turn. Likely to be very powerful against any blocker, especially because we have a Legion Loyalist. Ink Moth, sure. Welding Jar, sure. Regeneration removes things from combat, though. Sure. That's not super great for us. Drawing another land might be really good, though. Another Goblin Guide. Sure. I think I'm just going to Bushwhacker. Oh, God, it just clicked on the wrong one. Well, looks like we're going full ham. It's likely that they're about to shoot down a couple of our creatures anyway. This also means that Bushwhacker is going to be very good next turn. Like, Bushwhacker, if we draw another land, it'd be like one Bushwhacker into a Bushwhacker kicked. Just have, like, a bunch of power in play. And, like, they can trade this Walking Ballista in for a bunch of these. But Steel Overseer, sure. This is a nice thing. Only revealing one of these because it's not a land. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. You missed the last game. Our opponent was stuck on one land, and we just went like Loyalist, next turn Loyalist Guide, and just like ran away with the game. And they're likely to like, if they shoot down anything, they just like lose their Walking Ballista. Nope, they're gonna keep it. They're smart. Steel Overseer, sure, it's pretty good. Animation Module, sure, that's also pretty good. And they're out of cards. So we have all the information we need. Please another land. Okay, well, that's not another land. I think we just put this to them. Force them to start blowing up some of our creatures. But, like, I don't really know what they can do here. What are they drawing? Arcbound Worker, sure. This is insane. This is exactly what this deck wants to do, too. Right? Just, like, put a bunch of power into play. Like, this is just, like, one of the best starts from this deck. And you've got to shoot down a lot of my team right now. Sure. Sure. How much you want to bet they're going to forget that they take 6 off of this down to 1? That is not going to save your ballista very much, my dude. You're dead. Oh, trample is one hell of a drug. Whoo! They needed to actually kill our last creature. Oh my god, that was funny. Stony Silence is like the nut here, right? I probably want these Helixes too, because they could be kind of an aggro deck. Rabblemaster's not very good. Thalia is very bad against them. Maybe cut a Foundry Street Denizen and a Goblin Grenade just because they kind of get outclassed pretty quick. Wow, that was a sweet game. Holy crap. Let's have another one like that. That'd be really cool. This hand's a little slow. I actually don't know if I want to keep this. Especially on the draw, I'm just like not doing anything. Oh yeah, this one's this one's pretty good. Ooh, this is gonna be sweet. What does my opponent got on turn 1? You have a 1/1, sure. Oh, man. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and play this Inspiring Vantage and play this Foundry Street Denizen. It really is. This deck just goes so quickly that, wow, it does kind of just like explode out of nowhere. Get your Goblin Guides now before they get really expensive. Sure, that's a good card. Attack me. Do it, you won't. Do it, you won't. Oh, yeah. Now, oh. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, so normally I think I'd play Loyalist Goblin Guide and just like put it to them, but I don't really want them. Well, I guess I have both removal spells, and maybe I can take a hit because they're not going to block. If they don't block, they're just like not going to have a good time. I'm just gonna attack them. They don't have much in the way of removal outside of like dismembers, and if they have a dismember, I will very happily allow them to take 4 damage to cast it. Hangerback Walker, that's somewhat problematic, but that isn't that bad. Another land next turn would be ideal. I just like boom boom both of their creatures. Hangerback. Oh, Walking Ballista for 1. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Piledriver is not bad. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go to my attackers. They're going to attempt to put a counter on the steel, or they're going to use the Steel Overseer, and in response to it, I'm going to I'm going to braid this Walking Ballista, so they can only shoot one of my creatures, not all of them. Oh, you're right. Loyalist does stop. Oh god, I completely forgot about this. Saying not tokens either. I always talk about how cool and awesome that is too, like as an ability. What are you drawing? Anything? Oh, they got a free card. Dang it. Oh, yeah. So they're going to steal Overseer. Force you to do it now, bud. Yep. And that's the one I figured they were going to kill, which is actually really good, too, because we want to keep this Loyalist around. Oh, baby. Now they can block this. That actually kind of sucks. I didn't even think about the fact that this is going to be a 2/2. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Hangerback Walker, sure. Ooh, Arcbound Ravager is not very good for me. Stony Silence off the top would be very good for me. Another Bolt's probably pretty good. Hmm. Now you kind of have to sacrifice a bunch of things to make this worth it. Yep. I don't know if I dedicate both bolts to the Overseer because they're gonna sacrifice a bunch of stuff to the Arcbound Ravager. When they let that one happen. I'm not blocking, but it's not very good to attack there. And a Braid right now would be very good. It's like get this idiot out of the way. Sheesh. That's a lot of damage. Oh my god. So much more. I don't know if you can... Oh, they're going to try and infect me. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have an answer for that one. Huh. Yep. You got me. I've been infected. Alright, so on the play, I actually want to maybe bring in this Dismember and drop a Goblin Chieftain. Yeah, they just infected me with some Phyrexian oil. It was a bunch of horse crap, pretty much. Keep. This hand is pretty solid. It's not amazing, but it ain't terrible, so... Ashes, you're so slow on the back turn. Hardened Scales. Yarp. Another 1-drop. Like another Goblin Guide or a Loyalist. Bushwhacker's fine. It means next turn I'm going to be able to like double Bushwhacker and make it very unpleasant for my opponent. I should just auto-yield that. I don't know why I'm not. Always yield. Always attack with all creatures. Another Hardened Scales. That's probably pretty good. But I've already dealt them 5. And if they don't have another blocker this turn, they are, like, going to die. Hangerback, sure. Loyalist? Legion Loyalist? Dang it. It doesn't really matter. Whatever they block, I'm just gonna burn the Hangerback Walker with. And if they don't block, then this... Yeah. we draw a Legion Loyalist next turn, they are like super dead. If we draw a Goblin Grenade next turn, they are super dead. They block the 2 with the biggest power. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, only Goblin Grenade does it, and sure. But they're like on the back step already, which is really good for us. Ooh. Sure. That's not ideal. Alright, Ashes, you gotta tell me. Do I Bushwhacker right now? And just use this and whatever dies to use the Grim Lavamancer to burn him out? You think it's pretty good? Alright. Sure. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of forcing them to just mow down their entire board, right? And then anything they sacrifice, well, I guess they could sacrifice the Darksteel Citadel to save this one. No, because they can't even do that. So anything that they sacrifice to the Ravager outside of... Oh, no, because Hardened Scales. Shoot. Alright, well, then that's dying. So I guess it didn't really matter if I did that right there or not. Shoot. Pay a red. Eat 2 of these creatures. Now I shoot it in response to the modular trigger. So they have nothing, and I have a Grim Lavamancer, and they're still at 10. That worked out a little bit better than I thought it was. Now it just comes down to drawing, like, I don't know, a really decent card. Yep. Goblin Guide ain't bad. It'll fight through this Hangerback Walker with this Grim Lavamancer. Welding Jar, sure. I think I will gladly take 2 points of damage there. Sure. I'm going to take 2 Infect this turn. I think I'm just going to shoot this now. It forces them to use the Welding Jar if they have it. Or they lose their land. That's also good for me. Ooh, that one's good too. That actually might be lethal, right? That's lethal if they don't block. So they have to block. I wonder if my opponent knows how regeneration works. I wonder if my opponent knows how regeneration works. Oh, they have... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. They have hardened scales. Dang it. I did not think about this at all. This card is very good. Please up the punt count for me, Ashes. That was absolutely a giant punt on my part. Well, another Goblin guy doesn't really do anything. Unless they start attacking. Thank you. Yep, that's a big boy. I'd really like... I don't know. An Abrade or something. Although that puts like 9... Ugh. I don't like this. I don't like this anymore. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Could you please not? I'd really appreciate it. I'm taking 9 in the teeth. Well, I'm just gonna Bushwhacker. I got nothing better to do. Of course they get to draw a card. Sure. Well, we're dead. That was really bad of them. Couldn't they have, like... You can pump it, right? Oh, it requires a mana. I'm dead. You got me. Oh, that was close. We didn't draw any of our Stony Silences. Arcbound Ravager did what it was supposed to do. That deck is very scary. Like, the deck is very, very good, and if you're not careful, it will, like, absolutely walk away with the game. And, like, Hardened Scales is just a very good card. So... We have not gotten a single die roll in this league, and I think that's just, like, really, really bad for us. Yeah, this is an okay one-lander. Ooh, am I going to get Charbelchered? Denizen. If I get attacked by the People's Cannon, Wall of Omens. Sure. Is this like Solar Flare or something? That would be quite the spice, they say. Always yield. Always yield. Search for Azcanta, sure. You think they're just on some weird blue-white control shell? I don't know, maybe we can fight through that this time. Boros Charm, if we get another land, Boros Charm will be very good against a Wrath effect. But Gideon sucks. Prevent all damage a Goblin Guide would deal next turn, sure. Well, how about a little more? We're going to knock the Gideon down a little peg. Hallowed Fountain and Supreme Verdict, of course. Ugh. I think that was very bad of my opponent. Why didn't they just emblem there? That's like a really good, safe place to do it. I guess they're playing around. I would like to pay 2 life. I guess they're playing around something else? I don't know. They're probably playing around another Goblin Guide, maybe, or another haste creature. But, whatever. How have you felt in this matchup, Ashes? Do you like the controlled matchup? Like, it's probably not great. Yeah, now that you don't have a Gideon emblem, we're just going to kill Gideon. I think Path to Exile on my Goblin right there is a very bad play, but thank you. Actually, I maybe should have Boros Charmed on their upkeep before they draw one of their cards for the turn, but after they sort of untapped, it kind of forces them to use their mana if they have it. Although I kind of just wanted to get under, like, Cryptic Command. Crucible, sure. Island, sure. Of course they draw a card. Alright, so next turn, assuming my creatures live, I'm going to Piledriver, then Bushwhacker, and then they will be dead. That's like lethal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage. So if they don't have, like, some way to stop me next turn, they are super dead. And they let me attack? Okay. Settle? Don't settle me, please. Oh, God. Why? Why? Please. I've had enough. Oh, God, and they drew a Field of Ruin. This is terrible. Please. Please stop. And they drew Gideon. Oh, jeez. All right, our opponent firmly putting it against us. This is not fun. Peek, sure, know that I have absolute nothing. I mean, I can swing like 6 damage next turn, but that's not enough to kill them. If I have like another Mogg War Marshal and they don't have any answers, then it's game over. But that Gideon is just gonna like be very bad for us. Yep, knock me off a land, sure. I think that still puts me in Goblin War Marshal range, or Instigator, or anything with 2 bodies, other than Rabblemaster, I guess. Big Gids. Is he having a kegger at his place? Sure is. Gideon is having a kegger at his place. I'm not going to play that on principle. We are going to attack Gideon. Chad is going to know what's going to hit him. It's going to hurt. We have to attack Gideon Jura. Hello there, Mr. Grixis. How are you? We are dealing with the fact that Chad has invited us over to a kegger, and we can't do anything about it. I'm very upset. Please stop. Please stop. Please. Please, opponent. I would really appreciate it if you didn't. I think I'm going to pay the 2. I like keeping my goblin around. Yes. Oh, Bushwhacker. That's a good one. Beep, beep. Mana leak, huh? Should have played this land. Damn it. It's fine. I don't think we're going to win this game. Chad is officially stopping us. Yeah, I'm not Crucible locked yet, but they have a Field of Ruin, and they already settled the Wreckage Dust, so we have like no more basics in our deck. And so we are absolutely going to have that happen over the course of the next few turns. Another Gideon. Can you guys calm down with the Chads? My God. Alright, we have to attack him next turn. Yep, there's a Field of Ruin. There's another Gideon who's going to create a Knight. And they have to attack him too. Another land, huh? Well, we're not winning this one. Moving on. Lots of Chads. Lots and lots of Chads. I actually wonder if I want to be bringing things in against Chad. Probably. Like an extra Helix maybe, just to deal with Chad. And like cut down on a couple of these higher end things that don't really do anything. Like that, maybe. Actually, one less grenade, one more Helix. Let's do that. You never answered my question, Ashes. How do you feel about this matchup? I feel like this matchup is abysmal. And maybe it's because it's the second time we've played it and we've died to a bunch of like Gideon crap, but I think blue-white control in general is probably not super great for this deck. Would I like to play first? Yes. I would, as a matter of fact. This hand would be super good if I drew another land. I'm going to keep it, and I'm not going to draw the other land. I'm going to brick out and die. I'm going to hate everything about my life. Our opponent playing a Plains is pretty good for us, probably. And this Thalia is going to be very, very good. Path, my dude? Sure. And next turn, we're going to play Squee, and they're going to be upset about it. Please counter this. Please burn a counter spell on my Squee. Cycle Hieroglyphic Illumination. You got it. You got it, opponent. Actually, one of the guys that plays blue-white at the shop, he tried Hieroglyphic in this like, you know, blue-white shell or whatever on last Friday, and he said it was very bad. He said he was not a big fan of it. You know, you hush, okay? Spell Snare. Yeah, you got it. You can have that one. Ooh. These burn spells are likely going to mean the end for my opponent. Settle me? Called that one. I would like to use Settle the Wreckage's ability. I will get both of my basics, which is pretty good. And what else is pretty good is another Thalia. Ooh, even more so, a Squee Goblin the Immortal, not Goblin Nabob. He's like really bad. Look, my field didn't even go anywhere. Wrath me? That is Supreme Verdict mana. Yep. Legion Loyalist. My opponent has nothing. Probably should have played the Grim Lavamancer, right? Oh, I probably should have played Squee. Gideon Jura. We're all having a party at Chad's place. That's actually fine for me. Because I'm just going to play this Grim Lavamancer. I'm just going to play this Squee. And I'm just going to... I'll swing one at Chad, because I have to. Now, if we untap with this Grim Lavamancer... Another Supreme Verdict? Really? Jesus. Shocked. Oh, come on. Squee. You can only have so many answers, opponent. Field of Ruin, sure. They drew a card. And this Chad is like Ultimate Chad. So it doesn't even have... It doesn't even have like a really big ultimate. Its ultimate is like... just become a giant 6/6 that prevents all damage dealt to it. Search, sure. Search isn't bad. Bushwhacker. Piledriver. That's not bad. I'll take that one. Attack Jura. Settle? Field of Ruin me? Yeah, sure. Thanks for tapping out. Now it makes like any burn spell lethal. Verdict? Wrath of God? Sure. Timely? F! That looks really weird. If I draw like a Bushwhacker, Goblin Grenade? You know what's really good with Goblin Grenade? Squee! Boop! Boop! Fairy Conclave. I missed that one. If I draw a Bushwhacker, that's going to be really fun, though, because then I can play Squee, activate, or cast Bushwhacker, swing for like 5. Oh. Oh, yeah. Activate search. What'd you get? Opt? Sure. Opt for Terminus? On one card on top and draws it, but it's not Terminus. Looks like it's Logic Knot. Yep. I still have a Squee. Got another Opt, sure. Sure. Bottom and draws. Getting to the trials. Yep. No one's gonna play Glorious End, like, ever. Jesus. Just getting flooded. Swinging at Lad, Chad. How you doing, Lolly? Fairy Conclave to block? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do it. Do it. Give in to your hate. Oh, yes! Boom, boom! Oh, okay. Well. Oh, and then activate search. Yeah, that's fine. What are you getting? What you getting? Timely reinforcements. That's not very nice. Alright, well, I really don't want them to have 3/1/1, so we're just going to pass. Yeah, the new Golgari Lieutenant's sick. Lad Chad becomes a 4/4. God, if only Squee had Flash. Can you imagine if Squee had Flash? That'd be gross. Wall of Omens, sure. That is a very bad, sad panda for my Wooded Foothills here. Bolt. That's not bad. Squee! Look, he's back again. Yeah, if Squee had Flash, you are not wrong. Elspeth Sun's Champion. Well, I felt okay about things. I feel less okay about things. That's very bad for us. I don't know if you knew this or not, but that's extremely bad for us. Goblin Guide. That's probably not going to get the job done. Yeah, you're right. He'd be like super good. This is the worst. This sucks. I don't think we can actually win through this. I think we are absolutely losing this. Moving on. My opponent got us. Man, Goblin's not doing very hot. We're going to play all 5, though, because these games are going very quick. We've been live for, what, an hour and 40 minutes? I guess it's not too quick. It could have been quicker. The burn one's probably going to be quicker. How's everyone doing today? You feeling all good? Watching me lose with some goblins? We having fun, I hope, at least. I assume some of you are getting back from, like, class and stuff. Just kind of hanging out. What just happened? There it is. 2 Tutors MTG. Sure. I like the name. Oh, Squee! What if this is the Goblins mirror match? Yes, the Undergrowth Tutor is very awesome. I agree. Keep. This hand is good. You should never go zoom zoom on a Pallet Jack, just to let you know. Oh my god, is this a burn mirror? That's very good in the burn mirror. Just to clarify for everyone. Sure, that was very dumb of you, I think. I think you'd want to maybe draw another land, right? So, like, you wait for me to attack before you kill my Goblin Guide? Because, like, I already know you're on burn, so no matter what you're drawing... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He missed his free land. Goblin Guide, sure. See, you can have that one. I'm gonna let you attack with this, although I don't... Oh, jeez. Sure. My opponent has probably played a lot of burn. Ooh, another land. See, I drew a free card. Isn't it good? Oh, that's very good in this matchup too. I don't like shocking this in as much, but I think this Thalia is going to be very important for this matchup. Thalia in the main deck of a burn deck seems actually kind of hot. I kind of like that. I like this card a lot, though. That's just me. I think this card is just, like, very, very solid. Although I guess Burn doesn't really need any help against control, whereas Goblins, like, absolutely does, because they die to a single Wrath effect really easily. I'm going to 10. I'm at a virtual 7. My opponent only has one card in hand. I'm yielding these triggers. Foundry Street Denizen, sure. Okay, as much as I'd love to just, like, jam out all the creatures, I'm going to. And then... Yeah. Where are they pointing this? Probably at me. Probably at the dome. Oh, this is a suspend trigger. I was like, where is this targeting? Would you just bolt something already? Bolt my Grim Lavamancer. That's very good for me. Thank you. That was smart. That's a very heads-up play for my opponent. So the way that they did this is they played Eidolon before combat instead of after, so that when if I have a removal spell like a bolt, like I just did, for their Goblin Guide, then I have to take 2 damage from it if I want the draw off of it. So they played this. They played this correctly. They played this before combat. And I'm gonna take a damage or 2 damage here, but it's getting another creature in play. And so now, if they double spell me, I'm dead. But one of them is a land. Searing Blaze, my creature. I go to 6. Or, I'm sorry, I go to 5. Math is hard. But then they're out. I go to 3. That is not going to do it. So I need to be able to block. And I guess I'm dead to any burn spell anyway. So I should just kick this and then block. With one of them. Because, like, attacking with both does nothing. So if they have a burn spell, I'm dead. But I was dead for that regardless, so... I don't actually know if I can win through this. I don't think there's anything in my deck that costs less than, or more than 3. Yep. GG's opponent. Alright, so... we definitely want this Helixes and this Dragon's Claw and... likely this Reality Hemorrhage, because they might have core Firewalkers. They're gonna kill a lot of our smaller creatures. So maybe just a bunch of those come out, and we try to be quicker than them, lower to the ground. Yeah, this hand is probably fine. If I draw another land, this Helix will be very good. Mulliganing to 6 cards. That's probably good for the home team. My opponent drew out of their mulligan, so that's not good for me. I probably could have seen if they had played to the top or not. Yeah, they did. So they likely knew that I had something like that going on. To be fair, though, if I play like Bushwhacker, that's just like bad, right? Oh, that's not good for me. Ooh, a land right here would be very good. Please? Oh. Yes. Give me that. Make you pay 1 for your Rift Bolt, and that's probably gonna have to get pointed at Thalia. That seems very good for me. I do not like this art for Rift Bolt. I like the other one a lot more. Another Rift Bolt, sure. Next turn, if I draw a land, I can go Instigator Bushwhacker, and I think they almost die from that immediately. They take 6, 12, 13, 14. They go to 4. And then I'll have Goblin Grenade up for the next path, my dude. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think Path is like one of the worst cards in the burn deck. I really do. I think that card is very, very bad. And it's in our burn deck that we're playing right after this. I don't know where I have burn. Boros burn. Stupid 2 Path Exiles on the sideboard. I hate this card so much in the burn deck. It's so bad. That's a good one, right? Right, chat? Chat probably likes this one. Does my opponent like this one is what matters. They likely don't. God, it's a May. Jeez, I'm gonna have to say yes to all of them. That's awesome. Yes, it is. You are not wrong. Dragon's Claw is going to win me the game single-handedly. Card is extremely good. It's even white bordered for the maximum tilt value. We are currently 1-3. I was trying to ask you how the blue-white matchup usually goes, because it's gone absolutely horrendous for us the 2 times that we've had to play against it, and I do not think that matchup is very good for this deck. Yeah, you got it. I take 4. Piledriver. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Always yes. Ooh, even better. Oh, this is gonna hurt so bad, opponent. I'm not really that sorry. Beep beep. See, all of this because they pathed me. They took one of my worst draws out of my deck, sure. They took a terrible draw out of my deck, and they ramped me into being able to double spell like that in a turn, especially against these Bushwhacker style decks. That is just so dangerous. You're dead. You're like super dead. And there's no way you're winning through this Dragon's Claw. Hey, Ashes, you've played a lot of Miko. Do you know how to hold priority? How do you hold priority? Does anyone know? Google it in the middle of a stream? That seems kind of dumb. Sure. Holding priority. Mitgo. Oh, it's not even on there. I think it's control. Yeah. It didn't even work. That's what I thought it was. I wanted to just like grenade them in response, Lightning Helix them, but now it's not doing anything, and my opponent has seemed to not allow this to happen. It says it's waiting on them. My game seems to be working fine. I could have done it there. It's fine. Okay. Game 3. I actually don't know if I want to change anything. Like, I wonder if Abrade becomes better because they're going to have creatures out before me. Maybe just drop, like, a Boros Charm and a Mogg War Marshal. Well, no, Mogg War Marshal's good. Probably drop the last Denizen. I just need to be a bit more controlling in this game because they're going to come out quicker with creatures and such. Also, they could have a Dragon's Claw, so like having the Abrade to stop it might be useful. My opponent is might just be stepping away from their computer or doing something. They also could be on Twitch themselves, which honestly wouldn't kind of surprise me. Yeah, this hand is very decent. I'm gonna keep this hand. Oof. My opponent is down to 5 cards, questioning whether or not they should go down to 4. How do they scry? 1 card on top, so that means that it's likely them trying to play with a Goblin Guide in mind. So we are going to play a Legion Loyalist instead. And they auto-passed, so it's likely that they don't have an answer for this. Or if they do, they automatically auto-pass through it. Land Searing Blaze? That's like very good for you if you have it. Nope. Alright. Not an auto-pass this time. So they bolting this creature? Forest, Fetch, and Path to Exile. That seems really bad. Did you keep that as a Boggles player once? Ooh, Path to Exile, sure. Again, that's the worst card in your deck, opponent. You beat Hardened Scales? Yeah, I can see that. That deck can be very scary, but like at the same time, sometimes it's just I don't know, very it can just like stumble really easily and kind of die from it, which can really suck for them. Wait, undo. Let's go to attacking first. Probably should have played this Goblin Guide, but it's fine. I don't want to draw them more cards if I can help it. Oh yeah, that's just really bad playing from them. They should know the Boggles has Path to Exile, so like putting all their eggs in one basket is not a good idea. Path to Exile is very good against the Hardened Scales Affinity deck because they can't Welding Jar it. Yeah, you got that. My opponent is flooding out a little bit. I mean, so are we, though. We have two fetches in our hand. We're likely going to just start fetching because we don't want to draw more of these lands. And there's such a small number in our deck that the percentage from thinning actually does something. If we draw a Bushwhacker here, this is going to be a lot of fun. Chieftain is also very good. Without an answer, that is going to put this game away very quick. We are going to force this action. Let's play the Goblin Guide first. They have another burn spell? He was calling you out on a mold of 3. Oh, he thought you were bluffing because you mold the 3, and he was like, there's no way that you have Path Exile. Paying costs. They have a Skullcrack? Sure. I don't know how good that was. This deck performed very well in this burn matchup, and like just folded so quickly to control. Ashes, if you're watching this in the future or watching this currently, you really should reconsider maybe playing like one more good control card, just because. And I don't know, maybe we drew really cold against it too, but like it was just super not fun. That matchup was abysmal. We got there. It wasn't great, but we got there. All right, Goblins wrap up. This is not the Goblins deck. This is the Goblins deck. So, like I was saying just a couple seconds ago, I really think there should be one more control piece for the sideboard here. I feel like you are sacrificing a little bit, sort of not having them. Otherwise, the deck is probably fine. Move this stuff over. And that way I can combine this pile. So yeah, the deck looks really fine. It works pretty well. I mean, as far as sideboarding goes, I'm not very good at this. As far as, or probably anywhere near as good as Ashes is. I always found myself cutting these Denizens, and they're fine. They present a decent amount of damage, especially with things like Mogg War Marshal and Goblin Instigator. I don't really like these 3-drops, but you might want to drop Rabblemaster just for like another Chieftain, or drop the Chieftains for the other Rabblemaster. Like the Lording is so good for these guys because you put so many creatures into play. And I wonder if it's just better to have more Lords. Although I know that raises your curve quite a bit because there's no 2-drop mountain or 2-drop Goblin Lord, like there definitely should be. Thalia's overperformed. I think that card is very good. Sideboard was okay. A couple of the cards were a little weird. I don't know how good Grand Abolisher is, especially because let's see, you only have one, two, three. I mean, you have 7 white sources, and you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fetches, which is maybe okay. But like double white for Grand Abolisher is so hard. Like one of the things I constantly talk about in Burn is um, Core Firewalker. I'm just like not a fan of that card in Burn, and I think this list actually had 2 of them, and I dropped one or I dropped them both for Searing Bloods. Searing Blood just like works really well in the Burn matchup as it is, and I don't think Core Firewalker's worth it. And I think double white on this mana base is just so hard, especially for something that doesn't really do anything. They just like kill it on their turn and it doesn't matter. Um, and I think this could possibly be just like another Thalia, maybe. She was very good in those control matchups and definitely slowed them down a little bit, and maybe that's what this deck needs, is just like another way to slow down creature or control decks and stuff. Outside of that, gonna make a couple of quick announcements. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you haven't yet, please hit the follow button right above the stream. It's not gonna cost you guys anything, but it will help other people find me and get my name out there a little bit, which is awesome because I really want to do that. So, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and put the screen on a Be Right Back screen. I'll make a quick restroom break, and then I will swap out decks, and we'll be playing Boros Burn, or I guess kind of Naya Burn. It splashes the green for the Destructive Revelries on the sideboard. And maybe that league will go a little bit quicker than this one. But yeah, I will see you guys in just a minute or two. All right, everyone, welcome back. Going to go ahead and Mana Traders is kind of going through its motions here. And eventually we will have Burn up and ready to go. and then we shall burn to the countryside. Hopefully a little bit better than that Goblins deck did. This is something I really, really enjoy about this burn deck, actually. Or at least, like, burn in Modern. Is that, like, its only 3-drop is this Rift Bolt. And then, it's getting a little later than I expected. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get to Storm today as much as I wanted to. Which means, if Sir Woodsy, if you're hanging out in the chat, I apologize that we're not going to be able to get to it today. We will be able to get to it tomorrow, and then we should actually be able to get to another deck that I wanted to work on and kind of tweak moving forward with streaming and stuff. And I will show that to you guys momentarily after this league, probably. Yes, Chalice is on 1 and 2, virtually kill this deck. Also, Chalice of the Void is very bad in Modern right now. So, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. Chalice of the Void is not necessarily particularly in a great spot in Modern, and it hasn't been in a while. Although I guess with the recent resurgence of Burn, maybe it'll be better. But I have not seen it excel in the decks that it's played in. It always looks kind of mediocre. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know anything about Modern. Maybe I'm a bad Magic player. I mean, if you want to get a bunch of Chalice of the Voids and put them in your decks, go ahead. But, like, I don't know if you knew this or not, but Chalice of the Void's very expensive. Mana Treasures might be a little confused as to why we just ordered a bunch of the same cards. But it's just easier to do deck by deck anyway, so it doesn't matter. The one thing that's nice about this deck, and even more so the Goblins deck too, we just talked about, I think Rest in Peace and Stony Silence are very good sideboard cards right now. And this deck is going to kind of show that off a little bit. Where having those in your sideboard can do a lot to help shore up really bad matchups and really bad decks to fight through and fight against. So, all right, let's jump into a league, shall we? Hopefully do pretty well. I don't think Jund is very bad. Is that what you're saying? You're saying that Jund is terrible? Welcome to my comedy, Next Door Lolly. Enjoy your stay. Your comedy wasn't allowed. This chat room is not a free country. Oh, Jund is very expensive. I do not disagree with you. And it's going to get more expensive now that other people are going to jump onto it because the deck is going to be great again with Assassin's Bounty or whatever it is. Assassin's Trophy, that's what it's called. That card is insane. And I am super excited to jam that into every Jund deck ever. Every mid-range, like Black-Green X deck ever. It's going to be pretty great. So this hand is insane, and I love it. We are absolutely keeping this. This is exactly the kind of hand you signed up for with Burn. Oh, man, is this the mirror? Nope. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Oh, yes. Oh, it's Grixis Death Shadow. This is going to be fun. Maybe it's not. This is Hollow One? Hollow One might not be as fun. There's a hollow one. Well, Goblin Guide on turn 1 is not as good. But Lava Spike is still probably fine. I wonder how easily they're going to be able to race me. Burning Inquiry, sure. Would you get rid of Skullcrack, Grim Lavamancer, and one of my Goblin Guides? That's fine. Tassiger is not bad. That's a hard one to fight through. This Rest in Peace on my sideboard is going to be very good, though. I could see Tireless Tracker being just as good, if not better, than BBE. And honestly, maybe Jund isn't the way to go. Actually, one of the things that Reed Duke was talking about this past weekend is that he might be... He's a little bit more inclined to play something like Abzan. For the exact reason what I was talking about with this sideboard plan, which is like... Sure, you got a Goblin Lore. Rest in Peace and Stony Silence are just very good cards. And having access to something like Lingering Souls and Path to Exile are a little bit stronger in this meta than I think I'm just gonna present the most amount of damage to my opponent. Having access to those is probably a little bit better than having something like Bolt or Bloodbraid Elf or Kolaghan's Command. Although Kolaghan's Command is very strong, it's kind of hard to make an argument that negates that. All right, well, that might have been the game for my opponent. That actually is the game for my opponent. Guide. Bolt you. Spike you. Yeah, K Command is insane. I actually don't think Siege Rhino is super great as far as Abzan is concerned. I think that it's probably fine. Maybe I want those Path to Exiles. I don't know. But Eidolon's probably not very good in this matchup. Skullcrack's probably not super great either. It's just like a really bad Lightning Bolt. Maybe I want these other Path to Exiles. All right. So yeah, I actually don't think Siege Rhino is going to be played in Abzan because I just don't think it's a very good card in that deck. Like it's good, it's just not insane, and that's kind of what you want out of it. So, Burning Inquiry. Burning Inquiry seems really bad against the burn player. Sure. Well, I got rid of some of my good cards, but you also discarded a hollow one, so tell me, how good was it? Was it good for you? It was very good for me. Come on, you should fetch Shock Thoughtseize. Oh, Street Wraith. Why'd you keep that in? Here's a little note for all you people that are thinking about playing decks like Hollow One. Don't keep Street Wraith in against Burn. God, this is such a trap. Don't do it. Like, find anything in your sideboard to bring in. It's just so bad. Do you have a lightning bolt for my Swiftspear or something? It seems pretty good. guys, I'm losing it. I really, really like playing Burn. This is not good. Someone should stop me. I super like playing this. This is a lot of fun. Oh my god, and another Searing Blaze. Woo! It's getting hot in here, chat. It's getting real hot in here. Oh, did I just click on the wrong one? Oh, I super did. I'm so stupid. That's fine. I'm an idiot, but that's okay. Faithful Suiting, sure, that's pretty good with that Flame-Bait Adept. So you should block. You should block to conserve your life total. Yeah! Please don't have anything to discard. If it's Street Wraith, I'm still okay. Oh, yeah. Putting it to him. This is very good for me. Oh. I just lost to it a bunch yesterday. It's not that I got tilted against it. I just lost to it a bunch. And it wasn't very fun because we just didn't have the right tools to fight against it. Like I was saying actually when I was putting the list together, I was like, man, I should really have collector brutalities in the sideboard or something. And I just didn't have collector brutalities in the sideboard, and I definitely should have. So I think that's really dumb. What are you doing? Does my opponent just not understand how to play this? Bolt you? Helix you? Boom! 1020. We are doing it very quick. This is fun. I like burning the countryside. But Moo the Cow, we played against them yesterday, right? I almost want to say that we did, or maybe even the day before. I think they were on Burn, actually, which is kind of funny. I would like to play first. I would absolutely like to keep this hand. Wow, this hand is good. I drew them a mountain. Chances are high that they probably are also on Burn, or some other deck that plays mountains. It's also very likely... Is that the one that they revealed? Sure is. Faithful Looting. Sure. So what are they playing? Probably some graveyard deck, honestly. They're not playing Grixis Death Shadow, because if they have this in their Grixis Death Shadow deck, they're bad at Magic. Burn at the stake and increasing vengeance. We're going to be memed, chat. This is about to be real good. Are you ready to get memed out, chat? I'm ready to get memed. Simian Spirit Guide. Sure. A cautionary tale about decks that implode when they see mainboard leyline. I mean, yeah, I understand. Oh, this is Pyromancer? Ooh, is this mono red Pyromancer? That seems really hot, actually. I mean, Leyline is just like, yeah, I understand that I'm going to lose to that card, but that's okay. Please block. Please block. Ooh, Reforge the Soul seems like very bad against the burn player. Yes, I would like to. Please make me wheel. I would love 7 new cards. Please do it. Please, opponent. That would be so swell. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Did they exile 2 Simian Spear Guides to do that? Oof. This is going to end very poorly for them, I think. Unless I'm just, like, losing super hardcore because I have no idea how this deck works. You are always going to get tokens of that. Don't you worry. Oh! Yeah. Let's do it, chat. Hey, man. I'll still burn it at you. It'll feel great. I'll play cards that get around things like Leyline of Sanctity. I'm going to yield through this turn because whatever my opponent's doing is probably hilarious. Infernal Purge. Street Wraith. That's dumb. Battle Him. Okay. You have 3 red, 4 red. Excuse me. Dragon Fodder. Sure. They can't burn it to stake me. Oh, they can now. Am I dead? Am I like super dead? Bushwhacker kill me or something? Storm count. That's not good for me. Flashback Faithless Looting. Sure. Yeah, I like to cut up my opponent's jib too. They have a bunch of mana. Are they just gonna like fireball me? Waiting for you to pay costs. Flashback Faithless Lootings. Sure. Oh, they have increasing vengeance too. Okay. Reforge the Soul. Sure. I don't think this is... What is going on? You can laugh in Boggles all you want. Next door lolly. Infernal Plunge. Sure. I don't know what they're doing. But if they have a burn at the stake in their hand, then I am dead. Dragon Fodder. Sure. My opponent is basically just like flailing around at this point. Oh, what? Oh my god. Alright, I'm dead. You know what, opponent? You deserve that one. That was really good. Wow. Okay. Actually, no. Rest in Peace probably doesn't even do anything against them, right? Oh my god, what is happening? Sure, sure, sure. You got me. Oh man. Well, what is going on? Oh, that was just too funny. I don't even know what I'm doing in this game. I don't I don't have any answers to this. Well, if we don't draw a second land, we die. But if we do draw a second land, we probably win the game. Whew. Oh man, chat's going nuts. They're losing their mind. You guys are losing your minds. To be fair, I had absolutely no idea what was going on either. I don't think anybody did. Reforge the Soul. The card that I thought was very bad against us. Apparently I'm wrong. Land? Oh. Dang it, Bobby. I should always yield this. 2 cards enter the revealed zone. Manamorphose. If my opponent just goes land, exile, Simian Spear Guide, Anger the Gods, I'm probably gonna cry a little bit on inside. That's gonna suck really bad. This Eidolon's likely going to kill them though. Like if I can stick this Eidolon, I don't know if they can fight through it without bolting it first. Sure, they have 2 blockers. Man, that turn was a lot for nothing. Land? Land? Please? Okay, well. That's something, I guess. I'm absolutely attacking with both. 2 cards, Street Wraith. You still kept them in. What is it with opponents keeping Street Wraith in against the Burn player? Did I just, forget? Did I just, forget about something? Did I miss the memo where keeping Street Wraith in against our Burn player is, really good? I don't understand what's going on. Exile Simian's Spirit Guide. Oh no, cast Simian's Spirit Guide. Sure. You got it. You know what? No matter what happens, I am totally okay. I am totally okay with losing this match. I'm fine with it. Did they? That seems really good. Grim Lavamancer is likely going to end the game for us. I'm okay with trading off a bunch. They drew a mountain, and they drew another Street Wraith, which means that all of our spells in our hand are live. Oh my god, they went to 1. So they have to kill us this turn, right? Yep. Bushwhacker. Kicked. Yeah, always yield this. That's a lot of damage. Haze of Rage. Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me? Come on. I'm not dead though, right? I can block this idiot. And I take 12. Actually, I'm not even dead on board, right? 12 plus 5 is only 17. Oh, but they can have Simian Spear Guide Bolt, right? So, okay, so I have to block. God, that feels really stupid to say. If they have Simian Spear Guide Bolt, I was super dead. I don't even know. I didn't see any sideboard cards out of my opponent. It's likely that they have something I can kill with a Destructive Revelry, though. Maybe just like that. Although, if I don't have a target with that, just one. Just one is fine. You know, I think the best thing about being a part of, by the way, shout out to Team Scrub. The best part about being on Team Scrub is that I get to always know the complete and utter jank possibility of plays that could happen. Like, I don't think myself as a Magic player, like a year and a half ago, would have played around Exile Simian Spirit Guide to bolt me. But because I sit here with all of these idiots that I play Magic with, that like go through all these stupid plays like this, then my thought process goes through those as well. So, shout out to Team Scrub. Thank you. Basically. They're all great, great people. Thanks everyone for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. I really like burning people. It makes me feel really good inside, which I really shouldn't say out loud, but that's fine. I've been enjoying this a lot. This is a ton of fun. Oh, before damage, I don't get a... Oh, it's not... There's no thingy here. Dang it, Bobby. That's fine. I'm just going to play this Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. You guys are great. Honestly, I would not be... I have not been happier with the people that I play Magic with and the people that sit here and watch me make a ton of misplays on stream. I really enjoy it, so... I can't die this turn, right? Alright, sweet. I love that I need to, like, sit there and, like, think about it, too, right? I'm just like, can I die this turn? Are they just gonna, like, cast a spell that I'm completely forgetting about? Oh my gosh, it still doesn't do that? Alright, whatever. Alright, suspend Riftbolt. Ashes isn't even here, right? It's off doing something, whatever. Not even paying attention to the stream. Says you're still watching. Oh, God. Oh, Reforge the Soul. Sure. I think that's really bad for you. But thank you, though. Oh, my God. My second land. Oh, yeah. We're going to do it. We're going to give them the beats. The beats by Mono Red. Oh, I might even just, like, land Swiftspear Guide. Infernal Plunge. Sure. Faithful Suiting. Sure. My opponent is doing a lot of stuff. Now that they've only got one Goblin, I'm likely going to land Blaze this, swing in for 3. Oh no, I don't even need to, right? Because I have a Rift Bolt on suspend. So I can just Rift Bolt this idiot, swing in with a bunch of creatures. Always yield. Yeah. Just bolt that idiot. Get it out of here. Play a land, crack it, get a mountain. Play Swiftspear. Play Goblin Guide. I am absolutely going to die on my opponent's next turn. They reveal a young Pyromancer. That's probably really bad for me. But now my opponent's at 7 and very dead on board. So. Alright. Opponent, flail around as long as you want. You have been auto-yielded to. So Young Pyromancer is the one card we knew about them. You have 2 red. You have a Faithless Looting and no floating mana. Although you could have Simian Spirit Guide, so I don't know. You have blockers, though. Ooh, they play Empty the Warrens, too. Actually, before I want to open this up. All right. This. I just really wanted to tell him that that deck was sweet. It was a ton of fun to play. Let's burn some more, shall we? The old 2-0 doing pretty well with burn. You guys enjoying me play a bunch of mono red and falling in love with it for some reason? Ooh, I will like to be on the play. That seems really good. I wasn't on the play at all with the Goblins deck, and I think that was kind of the problem. Oh, I should have kept it. I should have kept it, chat. That's not good. This is bad. This is this is terrible. Oh my god. All right. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is okay. It's fine. This game, I swear. Smoldering Marsh, sure. Yeah, I just didn't cast anything for a while. All right. So I'm very obviously up against Scape Shift. Likely you bring to light Scape Shift. I should have just grabbed the Sacred Foundry. I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I'm going to bolt my opponent right now. This bolt's going nowhere but upstairs, so might as well. Now, normally I wouldn't just fire those bolts off really quick, but I want to be able to just auto-pass through my opponent's turn. Yep, this is very obviously bring to light Scape Shift. The array of lands is kind of giving that away. They play mostly like the Teamer Scape Shift decks. Except they splash a fourth color just so they can go get Scape Shift with Bring to Light. It's not bad Scape Shift. I think this Scape Shift is way better than a lot of the other versions. I mean, other than like Titan Shift, because Titan Shift is just a very different deck to fight through. Sure, you have a bolt against my Monastery Swiftspear. You did it. Good job. Really proud of you. Actually, I might as well just cast this, right? Yep. I mean, yeah. Hunting Wilds. Yep. I love this card a lot, actually. This card's sweet. Almost. Five. If I'm dead next turn, then I'm dead. It's just what happens. I would have definitely Assassin's Trophy of Valakut. Actually, I wouldn't actually hit the Valakut. I'd probably hit one of the lands that's triggering it. Just casting a bunch. Escape Shift. Am I dead? I'm dead. Sure. I'm not going to make my opponent go through it. I assume they know how their deck works. Okay, so does Deflecting Palm work against Escape Shift? How is Valakut worded? I'm just going to look up Valakut real quick. I apologize because I bet this is just like super good. It just stops one of the bolts. It's not for the entire turn. Right? The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent the damage, and deal it to its source's controller. That's probably not very good. Stony and Rest in Peace is pretty bad. Searing Blood is kind of bad. Searing Blaze isn't super great against... They don't have a whole lot as far as creatures go. So maybe I just want like Exquisite Firecrafts to get around their counter spells and like Destructive Revelry to get around, I don't know, their enchantments that they might play. They might have a bunch of random enchantments. Yeah, it only gets one of the triggers. I figured as much. Skullcrack is probably pretty good. They probably have some sort of life gain stuff. Um, let's see. What's my next weakest thing? Eidolon's probably not super great. A lot of their cards cost more than 3. Reality Hemorrhage is something I'm going to bring in just because I want to be able to kill, like, if they have, like, a core Firewalker or, like, some sort of pro-red creature for any reason, I want to be able to kill it. I'm going to keep this. This hand is very good. There's no sense playing around the whole, like, 18 life thing. I don't think it's going to matter at all. Pulse of Marasa. Okay, that's a good one to know about. Maybe I could draw a Skullcrack soon. Well, that's not really getting the job done, is it? Sakura Tribe Elder. Sure. Bolt, my dude. Yep. This probably isn't a super great matchup for us. I think they're a lot quicker than Burn usually tends to be. Burn has a really big problem against combo decks. Just because they can go off kind of like right after or right before Burn gets the job done. They're just like just slow enough. And that's likely what's going to be the case here. Just more 1 mana stuff. Thankfully, I can still keep casting these spells, but I'm just not doing enough damage to my opponent without having another land. Why didn't you guys stop me? I should have kept a better hand. This is terrible. Second land, please. Is it Charm? Sure, you got that one. My God. You know what, Grixis? Don't tell me I'm bad at Magic. This is what happens when you tell me I'm bad at Magic. Come on, land. Another 2 mana spell. Sweet. Is it Charm? Nope. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess this is kind of what happens. So this is what I get, right? I kept a 1-lander. I always tell myself not to ever keep 1-landers too. I'm always just like, no, that's really bad. Don't do it. What have you got? Doesn't look like Scape Shift. Oh, maybe it is. Black, red. Oh, this is Bring to Light for Scape Shift. Does it really matter? Okay, sure. I am bad at Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know anything about that game. I played it when I was very young. My opponent likely knows how this works. I'm dead. That just happens. I think that's one of those matchups that you just like lose to anyway as Burn. Well, while we're waiting this next match to go or whatever, it's locating my opponent. Well, it found my opponent. Look at that. I would like to say thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a blast just burning a bunch of opponents. I'm going to keep this hand because this hand is very functional. I'm absolutely keeping, not going to misclick. That would be really very bad. Very bad. So if you are new to the chat and new to the stream or whatever, go ahead and hit the Delver. That seems kind of cool. Go ahead and hit the follow button if you wouldn't mind. It's completely free. It helps other people find me and sort of get my name out there, and I would really enjoy being able to do that. So if you would not mind, and if it is no trouble to you at all, please hit the follow button. Please clap. Clapping is great. Flip a Delver. Do it. You won't. Is this like that Grixis Delver list? That was like, you know what Grixis Delver needed because we fixed Grixis Delver by making it Death Shadow? Why don't we just add Death Shadow to Grixis Delver? Who cares? Let's put a bunch of crappy creatures in our Delver deck because those creatures don't flip Delver. It's likely that they've got a counterspell for this Searing Blaze, but I'm absolutely firing it off in their upkeep. Opting? Boom. I like messed up my sequencing here because last turn I could have played the Lava Spike off the Vantage and didn't really think about being able to fetch on their turn if needed. What are they doing? Casting a Delve threat? That's not very nice, opponent. Ooh, Collective Brutality. Oof! That's very bad for me. That's a Stampcaster Mage. Alright, sure. You take my other Searing Blaze? It's very unnice for you. I don't like you doing that. I'm gonna cast Spike and then cast Eidolon. All the red mana. This deck is basically mono red, right? You should shock. Please shock in with a show. Oh, dang it, almost. So yeah, it looks like this is the Grixis Delver list that was like, let's add Delver to Death Shadow because why not? Or maybe they're just on Grixis Delver. Alright. That's very bad for me. My opponent's down to one card in hand. Main board Collective Brutalities is not good. That is not good for the home team. Helix. Now that one is good for the home team. It's that one. This match is going by very quickly, or this league, I should say. I mean, we kind of knew what we were doing when we registered Burn, but all right, now we're just waiting for our opponent. Ooh, that's a good one. Eidolon, Swan Song. Hey, look at that, we got there. Okay, so Exquisite Firecraft is very good. Searing Blood is very good. They're likely not on Blood Moon. That seems really bad against us. Let's see. Collective Brutality is very strong. Oh, Rest in Peace is super good against them. It's likely that they're going to try and have a bunch of creature removal, so these Goblin Guides are probably not very good. Same with these Grim Lavamancers, maybe one of these Swiftspears. Just like cutting down on the creatures. Maybe Skullcrack's not very good either. Maybe I just keep in a couple of these idiots and drop the Skullcracks. I don't. Oh wait, no, they have Collective Brutalities. That was really dumb of me. Just like that, maybe. I don't really know what else they're gonna bring in as far as artifact like hate. Stony Silence seems pretty bad against them. The guides are just gonna die to removal if they're any smart Magic players at all. They don't have anything like. They don't have access to something like Core Firewalker. I doubt they have Dragon's Claw, so bringing this in is not going to matter. Although, dealing with something that they could have might be potentially important. Deflecting Palm would be really good if I knew they were on Death Shadow, but I don't know if they are or not. So, we're just going to go ahead and submit like this. I beat Burn as the Goblins player, yes, Ashes. That was a very easy matchup, I think. We game 2 we landed a. They got me game 1, but game 2 we landed a Dragon's Claw, and it just like ended. They just couldn't do anything about it. And then in game 3 we just had like a nut draw against them, and they couldn't do anything about that one either. So. Yeah, I'm glad you're back. There was some timing out that needed to happen because you weren't here to do it. I had to time out Mr. Grixis for calling me bad at Magic. Oop, should probably close the chat here. He was really upset, and I was really upset. I kept a one-lander, even though I knew I shouldn't have. But for some reason still did, because I'm bad. Always yield. Turn off auto yields. Always yield my Rift Bolt triggers. Cast at my opponent. Please draw land. Please draw land. Please draw land. Dang it! Yeah, apparently, one-landers are something that I'm very used to because of the Goblins League, and I shouldn't be, because the Burn League doesn't really want only one land. However, we've been doing okay with only one land, because Burn really only wants to operate on 3, right? They don't really want more than that. So, well, okay, yeah, I was going to ask you, Ashes, how is your blue-white control matchup? Is it good or bad with Goblins? Yeah, I was going to say, it is an abysmal matchup. It was so bad. Like, I wonder if you want, like, one more tool against it. I don't really know what there would be, but I was just thinking that maybe you wanted, like, one more tool against them. I don't think Grand Abolisher is very good. I think that card might be too cute. Them Shocking is very good for me. Play a Delver of Secrets. Sure. Doing it again, chat. It was pretty bad. I don't think double white is very easy on any mana base. Or double colors, honestly, is just not very good on any mana base. But in that mana base, I think double white is very hard to do. So I don't know if that's one that I would consider keeping going forward, I think. I actually kind of like the idea of maybe having a second Squee, or a third Squee. I think Squee was very good. Squee actually made the Goblin Grenades stay live and active the whole game. Oh, that's actually what I was going to say. I actually said that in the wrap-up, too. Thalia is insane. She's very good against the control matchups, too. It might actually be okay for that Grand Abolisher to just be another Thalia. Like, that might be completely fine. And you could just have, like, a third one, because she's very good. I always enjoyed her in that deck. I think she was a very good addition. So, I would say definitely up the number of her. Delver, sure. If we start drawing lands, this is going to be very good. Land, please? If I recall correctly, this deck has 16 of them in it. 19, I'm sorry. I lied. 19 lands. And they flip their Delver, so I could be dead. I think a third Squee might be fine. I think Lightning Helix is very good too. It really shores up your more aggressive mirrors and stuff. Like, against humans, I wouldn't be without 2 Lightning Helixes. You might just even want Lightning Helixes in the main, but at that point you kind of feel like burn, so I don't know if that's good or not. What is this? Blue-black Tassiger? Oh, Collective Brutality? Sure. Yeah, I can't really do anything about that. So you go ahead and do your thing. But yeah, I definitely think a third Squee is good. I think third Thalia is pretty good. Um, I had a bit of a wrap up at the end of it, so we can always go over that. Cutting or getting rid of Boros Charm. That's interesting. Okay, during your upkeep, I'm gonna bolt the crap out of this Delver of Secrets. Or I'm gonna do it now. No remand, sure. I don't know. I think Boros Charm is very good. Boros Charm actually helps shore up your control matchups too, because sure. Oh, is this collective brutality? This is gonna suck. Sure is. Um, it actually helps shore up your control mirrors or whatever, or control matchups, because um, it's harder for them to wrath you when you have something like Boros Charm to back it up. So, and like the wrath is the way you lose that game too, because like your deck has to overextend. That's just the way it's built. It has to. So, land, please. You've got to be kidding me. Come on. I am super dying to this Snapcaster Mage. Land? Really? In 8 turns, 8 draw steps, I haven't seen a single land. Yeah, I don't know. Grafdigger's Cage is fine. I wonder if you just want, like, another way to, like, wrath, or to, like, nuke a graveyard. This game does suck. I agree. We're gonna, like, die to double bolt right here. If this is another collective brutality, I'm conceding. That's somehow fine. Because if I draw a land, I can just Searing Blaze this Snapcaster Mage, and then I'm not dead on board. Oh, I have a Rift Bolt. I actually think I have to hit the Snapcaster so that I'm not dead on board. Thank God. 9 draws, not a single land. No, I'm dead. You got it. Good games, opponent. Let's move on to the third one. Actually, I might want to cut some of these Searing Blazes. They're not very good against this deck full of, like, not super large number of creatures. I would like to play first. This hand is very good. Where was this hand? What is this garbage? Oof. Darkslick Shores. That's not very nice. Skullcrack is very good. I wonder if I hold that just to maybe get around Collective Brutality. I would. Although that kind of telegraphs that I have a play regardless, so. Because if they have Collective Brutality right here, I want to Skullcrack them to stop them. I don't know if playing Guide there is correct. It could help them in the sense of, like, giving them more information on whether or not Delver... Well, I guess they were on the draw, so I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. At the end of your turn, bolt the crap out of you. My opponent deciding if they want to do anything about it. Come on, opponent. What are you doing? Another Swiftspear is pretty good. I guess this kind of lets us know whether or not we're flipping Delver next turn, too. Polluted Delta. So we're not. Oh, no, they drew a card. Terminate? Sure. And I actually think that Monastery Swiftspear might have been the right lead there in the last one, too. Because, on the first turn or whatever. Because I know that if they have something like a Delver, Monastery Swiftspear always gives this sort of dangerous play around that they kind of have to deal with. Polluted Delta, sure. Like, they always have to worry about Collective Brutality? Nope. Just some sort of black mana spell? Tassiger? That's a big boy. That's less exciting for me. I guess I'm just going to get my damage in while I can. Yeah, because then they like have to play around Monastery Swiftspear being really important. And now they are dead through... If they swing in with both of their creatures, they die on the next turn. Or I guess they don't guaranteed, right? There's only 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 7, 8, and they're at 9. Unless they, like, shocked in right there. That would have been super nice. Yep. That is coming in hot. For damage. Scry 1, sure. Colligan's Command entering the... Okay, that's a good card. Cast a spell, opponent. And actually, attacking means they die too. Because if they attack with both, I don't die immediately, and then they just die on the backswing. Hey! 3-1. Moving on to the last one. That was a ton of fun. Hey, Ashes, are you upset that I enjoy this? I think I'm having a lot of fun with burning people. Burning the countryside is very, very fun. I might just go buy Goblin Guides and Eidolons. I really don't want to, but I want to at the same time. Okay, we're smarter than this. We're not going to keep it. You're absolutely keeping this hand. This hand is insane. Am I on the play or the draw? I'm on the play, so I probably don't want this, especially because I'm fetching, like most definitely fetching. I don't know if Burn is in that bad of a place. I keep saying it, and I think I'm wrong. Like, if you go on Goldfish, it's like number 3 or number 4 in the list. It's like very, very good. It's played everywhere. And I don't know, this is just a lot of fun. Blue red. Shock, 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 shock. Come on. Do it, you know you want to. Oh yes. Oh, my opponent's gonna opt and try and storm off. Oh yeah. Boop. That's fine. So, if they're playing bolts, they're likely not. Oh, is it 6 now? Hardened Scales is 4th? Hardened Scales is everywhere. Another Grixis deck. Is this Grixis Death Shadow? Thought Sees Me? Sure. Yeah, that's probably the right call. God, Hardened Scales is a good deck. We fought against it earlier as Goblins, and that matchup sucked. It was the worst. It's fun to fight against his Bant company. That's a lot of fun. They just have a really hard time dealing with um, spell Quellers on their Hangerbacks and Walking Ballistas. Is this a Gurmag? Something else like that? Terminate my dude? Sure. Everyone else gets super quiet when you're in this chat room, Ashes. Oh, this is Grixis Control. This is Grixis Dragons. What is happening? Did we fight against this yesterday? We fought this exact matchup a bunch yesterday, right? Except we were on this side of it. Although, they weren't playing Snapcaster Mage. Or we weren't playing Snapcaster Mages. They're scared of you? You are the mod. Are you going to time people out? What is going on, opponent? Why aren't you attacking? It's fine. I won't do anything, I promise. Oof. Kolaghan's command? It's like Fade and... Oh, this is a sorcery. Oh, if they cast a spell that costs 3 or less, they die, right? So Kolaghan's command doesn't actually work here? You cannot time yourself out. I can absolutely time you out, though. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if that's good or not. Like, what were they trying to do there? Oh, this is in my draw step. I'm stupid. Cast, target, bunch of red mana. Bada bing, bada boom. Cast it. Do it. Do it, you won't. Haha, he realizes that he dies to the Eidolon. Okay, so the control matchup, I probably want these Rest in Pieces because they're Grixis control. They're on Thought Scours, which means heavy Snapcaster usage, probably something like Tassigers or Gurmag Anglers. And because of those, I also want to bring in these Path Exiles, which really sucks. These Exquisite Firecrafts, which are also very good. And I doubt they're on Blood Moon, but they might have some other weird hate piece. What does Grixis usually bring in against Burn? Like, they have, like, Collective Brutalities and stuff. That doesn't really do anything. And I don't want to bring in Deflecting Palm against, like... Oh, maybe it's fine against their dragons. I don't know. One Skullcrack going down, dropping a Guide, dropping a Swiftspear, dropping a couple of these Searing Blazes because they're not very good. Maybe dropping another Guide. Or drop a Rift Bolt. Sideboarding with this deck, I have no idea if I'm doing it properly. Well, this hand would be insane if I was playing Hearthstone. And this hand is very mediocre, so I'm going to keep. No turn 1 Thoughtseize? Are you sure? Like, you're allowed to do that if you want. Yeah, no turn 1 Thoughtseize was like a huge punt for my opponent. I would like to deal 4 damage to you. Ooh. They got a counterspell? That'd be kind of funny. Shock it, shock it, shock it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to pay the 1. You got it. I actually wonder if I just want to do... Like, uncounterable, sure. But, like, I might as well just use my mana effect efficiently. Counter Squall would be hot, to be perfectly fair. Do you have one for this? You don't, huh? Please cast all of the spells into it. Push it to the limit. You got it. All right, Ashes, calm down. I actually think that's fine. I'm just gonna bolt you while you're timed out or tapped out. Collective Brutality. What did you do, Ashes? Yeah, I'm not gonna path your dude. You're stuck on 3 lands. You're gonna keep staying that way. I'll go to 13. What do we got? Another Path to Exile. See? I hate this card. This card is terrible. Gurmag. That's a big stupid fish. Alright, I'm gonna go to 10. Gonna grab this Sacred Foundry. Nope. And I'm gonna path this dude. Now you can have your land. Well, I silenced you for like 30 seconds, maybe over half an hour ago. Deflecting Palm. Shit, that would have been really good against that Gurmag Angler. Search. That's fair, yeah. Bolt me, sure. No. It lasts for like 600 seconds or whatever, which is like 10 minutes. But or something like that maybe. I don't exactly. Yeah, I think it's like 10 minutes, but I have the option of changing the time for that, and I just like have to deflecting palm this, right? No, I can deflecting palm the bolt if they bolt me. Helix is really good right here. Oh man. Okay. All right, any burn spell. Come on. That is not a burn spell, chat. And I actually have to keep it back to block. Ugh. But I have to dodge like... Oh, no, I'm dead, right? Because of a creeping tar pit? My opponent sees it. Sure. Oops. All right. On the play on the third one, I... Deflecting Palm is probably still fine. I may want Revelry just to stop... Search for Azcanta. Just drop one of these, like, Swiftspears. Yeah, it sure doesn't block Tar Pit, which sucks. Tar Pit has that weird word on it for unblockable or whatever. It's weird. Grim Lavamancer, rest in peace. What a deck building feat mastery. This is great. I have a 1/1 for 1, essentially. It's going to draw them out of their mulligan. Thoughtseize. You got it, opponent. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize and take my rest in peace. Fetch Shock Thoughtseize? Come on. Come on. It's fine. I promise you it's okay. This confirms that my opponent doesn't have a bolt for my Goblin Guide. And I actually explained this in the last one too, where I was facing against the burn player. But you always play the Eidolon before combat, and the reason you do that is because if your opponent has a spell to kill your Goblin Guide, they'll have to use it before they get the maybe free draw trigger off of the Goblin Guide when it attacks. So they want to keep the Fatal Push. Go figure. So they're not fetching at the end of their turn. Or end of my turn, I should say. Another Scalding Tarn. This might be okay for us. Because they can only get blue-red lands, and if they want to shock, I'm okay with that. I think Thoughtseizing me right now is very bad, but you can go ahead and Fatal Push me. Always yield. Yep. That resolves. Ideally, it would have been great had we drawn a crappy land right there, but that's fine. Alright, so this means that next turn, I can go ahead and use the Grim Lavamancer before I slam the Rest in Peace. What are these mismatched? What are you doing, opponent? These mismatched shocks? Come on. I guess my fetches don't match. Black. 3 colors. Gurmag? Tassiger? Kolaghan's Command. Grim Lavamancer, make me discard. Yeah, that's fine. I'll discard this other land that I don't need. Stupid, I should wait for my main phase to cast an enchantment spell. Boom! Cast your Delve Threat now. And so if they don't have an actual answer to either my Goblin Guide or... oh, is this Collector Brutality? Please don't be Collector Brutality. Oh, it sure is. Ouch. Ouch. Yep. Punished. I thought they might have a Delve Threat, so that's what I played around. Grixis, you talked about this yesterday too, didn't you? Burn players just like randomly bring in Rest in Peace against you because they expect you to be on Snapcaster Mages, and then you like punish them. Come on, Eidolon. No, please don't have a Cryptic Command. That's really bad for me. I really wish that you wouldn't. Gosh. Search, sure. And now if we draw like the one destructive overlay that we brought in, we can handle that, which is kind of nice. Although that search is like never flipping. Ooh. What are the chances they have a counterspell? Probably a lot, right? Boom. Rest in peace. Really good combination. Ooh. All right, all right. My opponent should cast Thoughtseize. I think that would be very good. Did not want the island. Wanted the Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah, they have an answer now. They have like a way to fight back. An instant speed burn spell would be ideal. That is not an instant speed burn spell. Oh, if I play Burn, I get to play Exquisite Firecraft too. That card's sweet. What do we got here? Creeping Tar Pit, get in there? Sure. I just need like Boros Charm off the top. Lightning Helix would be pretty good. Honestly, just about any spell would be pretty good right now. That's not a bad one. Did not want a swamp either. My opponent could just slowly kill me with his Creeping Tar Pit. I don't really have an answer for it. Fatal Push my Eidolon. Why is... Oh, okay, because it already went. Okay, sure. Rift Bolt. That's a sorcery. Do you have an answer? Cryptic counter draw? 5 mana. What's going on? Like, you need to answer it. Please tell me this is like Remand. Oh god, Remand would be so hot. Negate, sure. Yeah, I think they were trying to keep Well, they had the Fatal Push, I guess, but... This enchantment is never flipping, it's just scrying them one every turn, and it's killing us. They did not want another Creeping Tar Pit. They got a Bloodstained Mire. Go into 1! Oh yeah! Let's do it. Our opponent has got a lot of basics. They exiled like 3, I think. They have a swamp, an island. Oh, maybe it's only 2. Yeah, that's fine. And it's possible that our opponent like tapped out in a sense. Skull Crack. That's an instant speed one. That's good. So our opponent can only deal 7 to us this turn, unless they have double bolt, in which case if they have double bolt, we just kill them. Yep, they're just going to attack for 4. This is very smart. Tapping out for the Creeping Tar Pit's way too greedy. Doesn't increase the clock at all. Actually, no, it does. It cuts it in half, right? End step. Skullcrack you. Dispel. Sure. Draw a burn spell. Spike you. Do you got it? Oh, they've got something. That's a lot of mana. Logic Knot for 4. Wait, what? Why wouldn't it let me fetch? Oh, that is ridiculous. Alright, sweet, sure. Wow. Alright. I didn't even think I was clicking past that. I thought I could fetch whenever I wanted. Oh, God, that's frustrating. Just Magic Online things, I guess. Alright, do you have a Collector Brutality afterwards or something? Or a Bolt? If they've got it, they've got it. I'm at 2. Do you got something? Bolt me? Sure. God damn it! Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh, God. Wow. Well, I feel really stupid and a little frustrated at myself, so that's great. But this deck was a ton of fun. I actually really love just like burning people out. It feels good. It also feels good that like a deck like this just has like a great Tron matchup. And I don't know if people knew this about me, but I love having good Tron matchups because I hate Tron players. Tron players are the worst. Wow, that was kind of frustrating. Fun. So, if you guys really like this, thank you for hanging out and watching it and all that stuff. I enjoyed playing a bunch of burn spells. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play a bunch of burn spells. I know there's only a few of you in chat, and I'm sure that all of you are followers already. But if you're not, please hit the follow button. And if you're on YouTube in the future, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification to let you know when I upload a video, which will be right after all of this. I'll try to keep deck lists in the description as well. Going forward, at least on the YouTube, videos and everything. And if you want to see a particular deck, streamed in any way, please message me either on Twitch or on YouTube. I guess you can send messages on there, I think. And I will definitely what? But now do Nickelback? No. In fact, timeout. In fact, oh man, you like totally ruined everything too, because my brain is all like scattered now that I'm thinking about how terrible Nickelback is. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. It's getting kind of late. I need to kind of clean up a little bit and then go to bed because I have to work tomorrow. But I will be back tomorrow likely with a couple of different random things. One of the decks that I actually am thinking about playing tomorrow, and I was actually going to go over that before we, finished up, is this sweet 4-color gifts list from like forever ago. So you guys can kind of see it now. It's a lot of one-ofs, as you'd imagine a gifts deck is, but it's just got like a bunch of random sweet stuff in it. Someone named Anthony Lowry, you might have seen in some of his articles in Star City Games, or maybe seen him on coverage a couple times. He sort of built this deck during the Twin era, and so this is kind of designed to beat Twin. But I really enjoy Gifts Ungiven, and I really enjoy the style of deck that the 4-color Gifts decks do. And so I'm going to kind of take this list. I'm going to start exactly where he was with this list, card for card entirely, and I'm going to run it through a league and kind of see what I like and what I don't like, and kind of make tweaks and changes here and there, and then especially start adding things that are very, very good. So like one of the main things is this deck doesn't have any fatal pushes in it. It doesn't have any of the newer cards essentially from about Cons up, I think, or maybe even Dragons up. But no, it's probably just Cons, right? I don't see anything super crazy from any of those sets or anything. But yeah, it likely is missing a bunch of stuff from newer sets, so we're gonna try some of that. So I don't know. Hopefully tomorrow this will be this is like an old Gifts Reanimator deck. That's not really its main game plan. Like it does have the Gifts package for like 1 Embarrow Rights, and then it's got an Iona, an Elesh Norn, and a Grave Titan in the main board, and then it's got 1 Terastodon in the sideboard as sort of like Reanimator targets. And I don't really think that that's going to be what we end up keeping in the deck. I don't think Grave Titan's very good, although I love this card. I just don't think it's super great. And we might end up cutting a bunch of the random stuff here too. Something like Slaughter Pact in the sideboard is just probably not needed. It's probably better just to have like a Fatal Push or something else. Celestial Purge is still really good. I like that card a lot. And probably don't need 2 Spell Skites. I know that Spell Skite's very good, and it was way better during the Twin era versus like now. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump back over to this. I'm going to show you guys this screen. We are going to go ahead and I'm going to get offline for tonight. I'm getting kind of tired, as you can tell, making a lot of mistakes. like not fetching when I should. I'm going to beat myself up so hard for that for like 3 days. But like I said, if you guys are not following, please do so. Otherwise, hope you have a great day and a great night. I will see you all tomorrow.